Once there was a beautiful and silent two-bedroom house that remained so silent throughout the day. But if we peek into the house by 6 a.m. in the morning, there will be so much of noise and the house will be full of energy. As the mom and dad will be getting ready to the office, and their little girl Saru, who was 10 years old, will also be getting ready for school. All the three worked together to help each other get ready for their day. From cooking to cleaning to packing lunch, Saru was involved in all the work and she happily gets ready for school every day. Saru was very interested in listening to stories. She was studying grade 4. Every day at school, her class teacher used to tell one story. Jungle and animal related stories are always Saru's favorite. She often wondered about all the animals living in the jungle, on how they make their own house, how they eat, and where do they sleep. All these were her questions. Each time she listened to a story, she became very curious to get into the forest for real. One fine Wednesday, when she entered her classroom in the morning, her close friend Nimi came running towards her and shared a secret with her. The secret was that the school has plans for taking children to a nearby forest called Kanha Tiger Reserve. Nimi heard this when two teachers were talking about this in the corridor. Hearing that secret, Saru became very excited. But then Nimi said that she has no idea which grade children will be taken for the trip. This made Saru a little upset, but still Nimi and Saru prayed for the whole day that their class should be taken for the trip. Saru started dreaming for the whole day about the forest trip. At the end of the day, during their last class, Saru's teacher informed the whole class that the school have planned to take grade 4 children for a 2-day trip to a nearby forest. She also added that we all have 10 days time to prepare ourselves for the trip. All the children in the class shouted in joy after listening to this, and it was like a celebration. Everyone wore a bright smile on their face. From the next day, they started counting down the days for the trip and wrote it on their class board. As the day of the trip approached, the whole class could hardly contain their excitement. Saru packed her bag with all the essentials: dresses, towels, toothbrush, paste, a flashlight, notebook, her pencils, for jotting down her observations and to capture the beauty of all the animals in the forest. And she did not forget to pack her favorite stuffed animal, a little bear named Teddy, who would keep her company at night. With all the children waving goodbye to their parents, the bus ride to the Kanha Reserve Forest started from the school on Friday afternoon. It took 4 hours by bus from the school to the forest. The whole bus was filled with chatter and laughter. Saru sat by the window and eagerly looked out for any signs of the forest. Finally, in the evening, the bus reached a charming little lodge nestled at the edge of the forest. The air was fresh and filled with the scent of eucalyptus trees and wild flowers, and the children felt astonished. After settling in, the teacher gathered all the children in a big hall and gave them a briefing about the forest rules. No wandering off alone, respect the wildlife, and always stick to the marked trails. With that, their adventure began. The first activity was a guided nature walk around the lodge where they are about to stay. The forest ranger, Mr. Singh, was an expert in the local flora and fauna. He pointed out various plants and animals, explaining their significance. Saru was thrilled when she spotted a family of deer grazing peacefully in a faraway clearing. It was so clearly visible for her, and that moment she thought it was a dream. When everyone got back to their room, Saru quickly drew a picture of what she had seen and made a note in her book. That evening, after the sunset, the group gathered around a campfire. Mr. Singh shared some interesting stories about the forest and also explained about the lives of indigenous people living inside the forest. After some time, the fire crackled and the stars began to twinkle in the night sky. Saru listened to all the stories intently with her imagination running wild. They all went back to their rooms and had a nice sleep as they were tired of traveling. The next day was even more exciting. Mr. Singh woke everyone up at 5 in the morning. It's cold. Everyone bundled up in warm clothes. One by one, they got into the bus. All around us, there is tall grass covered in a thick blanket of fog, Mr. Singh, the forest guide, told them. Saru could feel the cold and pure air in her mouth. It tasted like mint leaves for her. Once they reached the entrance gate of the forest, Mr. Singh led the group to a sturdy, open-top jeep designed for safaris. As the jeep ventured deeper into the forest, the kids were in awe of the tall trees, the symphony of bird songs, and the occasional rustling in the forest. Suddenly, Mr. Singh motioned for the driver to stop. "Everyone, be very quiet," he whispered. "Look over there." All the children strained their eyes to the place where Mr. Singh was pointing. What did they see? Let's continue the story next week. Until then, ta-ta!